1 second. Just loading real quick.
Yeah, we're just. I think we got a good amount of people in as of right now.
All right, done. Tracy, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right, sweet.
All right. Hi, everyone, and welcome to episode 3 of Front Row Seat. Thanks for joining us today for our third live interview. As you know, my name is Dylan Dems, and this is my co-host, Joey Schwartz. Before we get to our amazing guest tonight, we're proud partners with Detroit Children's Fund. We really encourage everyone to make a donation. You can find the link on our website, www.frontrowseatlive.com. All proceeds will go directly to purchasing tablets or computers for kids in the Detroit public schools. All donations are greatly appreciated.
From being a 2-star recruit in high school to her starting safety on the Detroit Lions, we are so lucky to have Tracy Walker here to talk with us. Thank you, Tracy, for being our third guest on Front Row Seat.
I appreciate y'all for having me, my guy. You doing all right today?
Yeah, we're good. So how are you? How have you been? We know this has been a difficult time for you and your family after what happened to your cousin Ahmaud Arbery.
Right now, we just letting the justice system kind of take its course right now. We just kind of living, just going through daily lives right now, just trying to basically just continue to live. That's kind of the main focus right now. So that's kind of where we're at.
Yes. We want to send our thoughts and prayers to the whole country, and let's hope the country becomes peaceful again soon. Once again, thank you so much for being here.
So you grew up in Brunswick, Georgia, and I understand that you didn't start playing football until your junior year of high school. How does someone who started their career so late make it to the NFL as a starting safety?
Honestly, I had a lot of help on the way, but it definitely was a lot of sacrifice, a lot of hard work, a lot of time that I had to put in. It was very demanding, considering that I didn't know a lot about the game of football. So, like I said, I had to attack it a little bit differently, considering that, like you said, I'm someone that came in my junior year of high school, whereas you got kids that been playing football all their life. So they understand the rules, the basics of it, and I was just coming in head first. So, like, just understanding the aspect of that and just understanding, basically trying to play catch up, it's a tough thing. So, like I said, that's where I had to put in a lot of time and I had to study a lot more on my own and just have to go reach out and just trying to find information on my own. So that was something that helped me out a lot. And then I always been a great athlete, always had that drive to always go work out and always compete. I'm a major competitor in whatever I do. So, that always helped me out in itself. And like I said, I don't like losing. So, enough said about that. That just kind of helped me get to where I am,
So I heard you played basketball in high school. What was the main reason that you switched from basketball to football at such a late time?
Honestly, it was more of a business decision with me. And when I say business decision, coming out of college, you got a 6'1" point guard. That's what I pretty much was. I went to college is that you got a 6'1" point guard or you got a 6'1" corner. Which one you gonna take? So that's kind of where I had to look at it. It was like I guess the rarity of you having a 6'1" corner at that time was very rare. Richard Sherman was the hottest thing at that point with Seattle, so that's where my head was at. And that's what kind of helped me choose football. Then I eventually just my love for football overcame the love for basketball.
So you never wanted to go back to basketball?
Nah, not now, no. I wouldn't trade it for the world. I wouldn't.
So after high school, you committed to Louisiana Lafayette. Was the main reason you committed there because you wanted to be close to home, or what was the main reason?
Yes, I wanted to be close to home to an extent, but I didn't want to be too close to home. So that's kind of why I didn't go to Wisconsin. I wanted to stay, like I said, in the South. Wisconsin was a little too cold for me. There's a lot of things that played a role in that. So, and like I said, I love Louisiana. I love the heat. I love the South, the food, the culture down there. It was a winning program. There was a lot of things that played a part in that, So that's what helped me choose my opportunity at UL.
So playing with a team in the Sun Belt Conference, what was it like going on the road to play against the big name schools like Texas A&M and Georgia?
Man, it was exciting considering that, you know, I always felt like I could always go to school of that caliber and always compete at that level. So, you know, when I used to go to and play in those games, man, those was my money games, I felt like, because that was my time to show that I could be out there and compete with them. And thank God, you know, I was able to ball out every SEC team I played against. I caught an interception against. So, you know, just things like that. I always felt that I could always fit in. And like I said, that was my drive. My drive was that, you know, because I was always underrated. I always been underestimated all my life. I always been told what I can and can't do. And so, yeah, that was my drive, you know, to go out there and fit in with everybody, showing that I can ball just like the rest of them. And when I went out there and played them teams, I made sure I showed out. Didn't know who 23 was.
Yeah, it's amazing. So after playing 4 full years in college, you entered the draft. Did you have any idea which team you were headed to?
Funny story. I didn't even know I was going to Detroit, man. I thought I was going to Dallas, either Dallas or Carolina. And when Dallas passed me with the 81st, Detroit traded up in front of Carolina to take me, because the Carolina had the 85th pick and Detroit only had the 89th. Well, when they traded up from the 89th to the 82nd, and that's when they took me from Carolina, because that's kind of where I was. I figured I was going. But man, funny story about that is that I didn't even think I was going to be in Detroit, because man, I was so mad at Dallas for passing me up. I almost missed a call for Detroit. Yeah, they had like 30 seconds left on the clock, man, and literally I was so mad I left my phone and everything, so my agent had to call my dad, and that's how I ended up getting the call from the Lions. They had 30 seconds on the clock, man. They called me all, my agent called me all mad, like, why you answering the call? Like, man, Lions been calling you for, what they said, 10 minutes? And they said they had 38 seconds left on the clock. And if I didn't answer in those 38 seconds, they would have passed me up. So that's how I ended up in Detroit.
Were you excited to get drafted there?
Definitely. You know, my cousin was here. It was, you know, I feel like Matt Patricia, you know, I feel like when I talked to him, he had a lot of things that he wanted to get started here. And, you know, he was all about winning. So, you know, I feel like I seen the great coaching in him, and that was my mindset, to come in and help make a difference.
What do you think about it here so far?
I love it. Like I said, you know, besides losing, I mean, I love the people. I love the fan base. You know, I love everything about the city of Detroit. You know, I mean, like I said, I just hate the losing. I hate the cold. That's the only two things. But you know, the fan base is great, man.
Yeah.
You getting used to the
cold?
cold?
I'm sorry. What you saying, Dylan?
You getting used to the cold?
Oh man. You know, yeah. When you practice it every day, you know, you have no choice but to get used to it. But I mean, you know, I make the best of it, you know.
Yeah.
So after your rookie year, you switched from number 47 to number 21. Was there a specific reasoning behind the number switch?
Definitely. So AK-47, you know, I had nicknamed myself that with my team, with the help of my teammates. And honestly, you know, I wanted to stick with 47, but Sean Taylor's always been my favorite player. And this is what I said. I said, because Slay at that time had 23. And I said, if 21 came open ever while I had 47, said if ever came open, that was the number I was going to go to. Said I was kind of done with 23, especially knowing that Slay was here. I didn't know I was going to trade him or not. So in my head, I was thinking I got to make a new number for myself, you know. So I wasn't even thinking about 23. And when 21 came available, you know, literally as soon as it came available, I called my equipment guy, which we already had been talking previously before, like that year, because somebody else had already had it. And so basically when it finally came available, I hopped on it. And yeah, the rest is history.
Yeah.
That's when the 21 Savage was born.
Yeah, I like that.
So everyone in Detroit was pretty excited when we hired Matt Patricia. How do you like playing for him? Because we hear he could be a pretty tough coach.
I mean, definitely he definitely wants the best out of you. You know, he definitely demands a lot, which I feel like any great coach demands a lot. You know what I'm saying? So I look at it as, you know, this it's a challenge. You know what I'm saying? That I'll never back down from. I always look forward to challenges, and I always, like I said, I love to compete. I always feel like I can do something that people can't tell me that, you know what I'm saying? So for example, like something I feel like everybody says around Detroit is Detroit, which we haven't won a playoff game in I don't know how long, but we can't go to the playoffs. Like, okay, my job is now to show you that we're gonna go to the playoffs, that feel like we can win the Super Bowl. I really do believe that, you know what I'm saying? Like last 2 years, we've literally was neck to neck to the Super Bowl champions on both teams. Well, we beat the Super Bowl champions with the Patriots 2 years ago, and then last year with Kansas City, we barely lost to them off of literally a game-winning drive by Pat Mahomes, which a lot of bad calls in that game. We ain't gonna talk about that, but you know, and it's just like, you know, so I really believe in this team, and like I said, you know, it's a lot of pieces that we still were missing. But I feel like, you know, I feel like we found it, you know, and it's hard to say what we have now, but you know, from what I just see and from what me just interacting with the guys throughout the week, man, I feel like we got something special right now.
Yeah. So what happened with the Quadrate Digs trade? We know he got traded in the middle of the season. What was the reason? What was the reason there?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that question one more time?
Yeah. What happened with the Quadrate Digs trade? Like, we know he got traded in the middle of the season. What was the reason there?
Well, with that trade, bro, I ain't even gonna lie to you, bro. Honestly, it was just Quadrate wanted somewhere different, you know, and long story short, the business aspect of it was that, you know, the Lions and Quadrate felt like they didn't see eye to eye at the time. So, you know, they made decisions that was best for both each other's position. So that's kind of what happened. You know, it was just a situation that the business aspect took part of that, and so, you know, sometimes you just gotta let things don't fall like that in the NFL. You just gotta take it and run with it.
Yeah. How was the locker room after the trade?
I mean, you know, everybody had their opinions, you know, based on some people wanted Quadrate to stay, some people gonna want Quadrate to leave. You know, it's just it was like, how can I put it, bro? The best way I can tell you is that, you know, everybody understands in NFL locker room, bro, business is business. And at the end of the day, just because we friends, just because we cool, doesn't mean we always gonna play on the same team. You know what I'm saying? Business is business, bro, and that's the business. It's a tough business we play. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we still play football. It's a child's game, but when the business aspect come into it, a lot of that opinions and all that other stuff that go out the window.
Yeah, that's in every sport too, business aspect.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure Darius Slay got pretty upset after that trade, and I understand why. But is that what prompted him to request the trade?
I feel like that's a question I can't even answer for you, bro, because I'm not Darius Slay. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I can't sit here and speak on him and speak on how he felt about that situation. You know?
Yeah. So I thought the Lions had a great draft with Okuda and Swift. What do you think about those picks and the other new guys?
I feel like I said, I feel like we made a lot of great picks in the draft this year. Like I said, you know, we filled a lot of voids that we needed to fill. You know, obviously the front seven has been a situation that we've been trying to fix. So, you know, that was a situation that I feel like we attacked. I feel like we got more special guys that, you know, that can make things happen when they're in space, when they get the ball in their hands, or better yet, just when they defending. You know what I'm saying? We got some good guys, and Julian, you know, Hefe, you know what I'm saying? We got some guys. So I feel like I said, it's a special team, man, and it's some good this year for sure.
Yeah. Have you met or talked to any of them yet?
Yes, I've met the whole team.
Yeah.
The next question is from Mason G from San Francisco, and he said, "What excites you about playing over top Trufant and Okuda this upcoming season?"
Honestly, to have two different cornerbacks that I've never played with, and to just see what type of outlook and type of different style of game that they're bringing. You know, like I said, I'm from Trufant. I'm getting experience. I'm getting knowledge, but I'm also getting, you know what I'm saying, a vet. I'm getting a guy that knows the game very well, and he's been successful in the league for a while now. So I'm getting that. I'm getting a first round draft pick corner that's the best of his class coming out. You know what I'm saying? I look forward to that. You know what I'm saying? And like when I talk to these guys, they're ready to compete, man. They're ready to get out there and change the same thing that I just said before, man. They want to change the culture around Detroit. They tired of hearing about Detroit's losing team. You know what I'm saying? Like that I ain't gonna lie, that shit gets old, bro. That losing shit is old. I'm over it, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, my teammates feel the same way. So That's my outlook. So I'm excited, bro. To answer your question, I'm hella excited.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure the whole city is over the losing at this point
for sure.
because we've lost a couple too many times.
Man.
All right, so next we got the front row seat quickfire questions. We'll ask you a couple questions and just say whatever comes to your mind. So first one we got is who's your favorite wide receiver to match up against?
My favorite receiver to match up against. Whew. I guess the most competitive matchup that I had at receiver would have to be out of Larry and Travis Kelce. Those are two that I would say that I look forward to, and they were handfuls for sure. Got my work cut out for me.
What is your favorite place to eat in Detroit?
Four of a kind cuisine.
In the off season, other than training, what do you like to do for fun?
I hang out with my wife, my friends. I go home. I just travel. I be hanging out with my dogs, and we just live. I let them just kind of do them, and I just enjoy life. Like right now, I'm just outside with them. They just hang out. So that's kind of what just my life consists of, man. I live life. I train. Football is my life. I grind throughout the day, and like right now, when y'all called, I was playing spades with a couple of my friends in the house with my wife. So that's just something I like to do, little stuff like that. Hang out.
How many dogs do you have?
7.
7?
Yeah, 7 English Bulldogs.
Wow. Who's your favorite player of all time?
Sean Taylor, without a doubt.
Yeah. So before games, what gets you hyped up the most?
Honestly, funny, but I listen to well, I'm the type of guy where I listen to music. I'm very lyrical, and so I listen to some stuff that's gonna get you going. And when I say get you going, it's gonna have you feel like you can run through a wall. Just understanding the struggle. And so I listen to music like that, just talking about the struggle, like Bootsy, Raw Wave, just guys like the Polo G's, some of the hottest rappers, NBA YoungBoy. I listen to them boys, man, and they turn me up. And then, like I said, I watch Sean Taylor. I watch how he played that game. I don't care how many times I have watched his documentary and his bios. Like I can sit here and watch his stuff all day.
Yeah.
It's just, man, he played the game at a different level. So that's what gets me hyped. When I sit there and watch him going out there hitting, making plays on the ball. He doing the whole 9. You feel me?
Yeah.
He was a complete package at safety. So that in itself gets me hyped because it's like, man, I feel like I'm just like him. I'm a complete safety. I can cover, I can hit. You know what I'm saying? I can tackle, I can do it all. So
it sounds like there'll be a full season, but there may not be any fans. What do you feel about that?
I ain't gonna lie, I feel like we're gonna have fans and it's gonna be a full season going. And like I said, man, this coronavirus, it ain't gonna play too much of effect too much longer, man. We done sat out enough. We done stopped living for a while now. So I personally believe we're gonna have fans in the stands and we're gonna be full go come season time.
I hope so, yeah.
Yeah, me too. I hope so.
Man, you all 3 of us, I'm telling you.
So last week we interviewed Brandon Graham, and he's been working out at Bloomfield Hills High School. How are you and your teammates keeping in shape during the pandemic?
Man, well, I reach out to them guys, man. Just sometimes I have them guys like Will, Mike Ford, those guys when they're in town, I have them come work out with me. And like, man, we going to the field, when we can. Like tomorrow I go to the field, I try to get the field work every day pretty much, you know what I'm saying? If not every day, I kind of give me a day between to kind of rest. But yeah, man, I'm getting it, Because like I said, man, we plan on reporting at training camp, so man, we can't go out there out of shape, because season, as soon as training camp, we got a week and a half in training camp, first week. Next week, we going to be going, you know what I'm saying, I believe to New England, to Boston.
Yeah.
So I can't go out there and be out of shape. So honestly, I'm preparing as if I was in football right now.
So I think you touched on this a little bit before, but we saw that Sports Illustrated said, and I quote, that you are the Lions' best kept secret. Does that mean that we're going to get our first playoff win since 1992? Because I'm hoping that's what it means.
I can't predict the future, my guy, but I could definitely tell you I'm gonna be out there giving it my all, and that's what my objective and my goal is.
Yeah.
It's definitely help us get to the playoffs, and not only just get to the playoffs, but win the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
that's what I'm gonna promise you.
Yeah. All right. So that concludes our third episode of Front Row Seat. If anyone would like to make a donation to the Detroit Children's Fund, the link is on our website or in our Instagram bio. We have already raised over $4,000. All donations are greatly appreciated. Tracy, thank you so much for this amazing interview. We appreciate you taking the time out of your night for this. Thank you everyone for listening, and stay tuned for the next episode. Next week is also a big guest, so you won't want to miss out. Anything you want to add, Tracy?
I just want to say, man, I appreciate you guys for giving me the opportunity to come out here on y'all platform, man, and just speak, talk about the team, man. Like I said, I know a lot of fans want to, especially right now with the coronavirus going on, it's very hard to reach out to us and communicate with us. So this is kind of a great way for me to kind of just reach back and answer a lot of questions that they want to know, especially right now with everything going on communication-wise. It's a lot going on in the world. So, man, like I said, I just appreciate the opportunity for me to just be able to come out here and speak on you guys' podcast, man. It means a lot, especially for you guys to choose me.
Mm-hmm.
That says a lot. So, man, I just want to say thank y'all. And, hopefully we can do this again another time.
Yeah, for sure. Right. Thank you. All right. See you, man.
All right. Y'all take it easy.
You too.
Bye.